Now that we have that out of the way, let's deal with the big question most new podcasters have. What exactly does a producer do? The short answer is everything but host, though sometimes a producer is a stand-in host as well. Here are the main things I've done as a producer and that my producers have done for me. Create production schedules, generate original story ideas, book and pre-interview unique guests, write well-researched scripts in the voices of the hosts, connect remote guests to the hosts, greet and set up in-person guests, oversee the technical aspects of recording episodes, direct hosts during recording sessions, edit episodes focusing on story, continuity, and sound design, note issues with first cuts of episodes, and oversee pickup recording sessions in which corrections are made, do second and sometimes third and fourth and fifth edits of episodes, write episode descriptions and titles that are compelling enough for people to click on, publish episodes via hosting and distribution platforms, keep track of ad copy and ad schedules, produce compelling advertisements that meet advertiser guidelines, promote episodes via social media, arrange for hosts to be guests on other shows, design web pages that include the episodes, press, bios, and so on, interact with listeners on social media, and produce live shows. Of course, producers do way more than this. They also help keep everything calm, give constructive feedback, send lots of emails and thank you notes, lead a variety of meetings, head up location scouts, capture sound from the field, and sometimes even manage budgets. I love being an audio producer. It's fun, it's creative, there are always a variety of tasks to do, and I love interacting with all the people involved in the podcast. But it's also incredibly hard, and I'm not just talking about the fact that some hosts take you for granted. It's challenging to juggle all that work and do it well. Some parts of the job are downright tedious. For each producer, those parts are different. If you're just starting out, you may already know the work that goes into being a producer because you're already doing it on your own. This was certainly the case with me. When I was co-hosting my first podcast, Movie Date, with Rafer Guzman, I was the producer as well. And for the most part, I loved being both producer and host. I liked feeling like I was involved with every part of the show. I liked booking the guests and cutting all the parts of our conversations where I sounded lousy. Rafer certainly appreciated my work and told me so constantly. But he also expressed multiple times his desire for a producer who wasn't me. Imagine how great it would be if you could just concentrate on hosting while someone else did the dirty work. By dirty work, Rafer meant stepping in when we were going off on tangents, helping us to stick to our structure, and editing the show with the confidence and freedom that accompany the task when it's not your own voice on tape. The fact is, we couldn't afford a producer. We'd occasionally had interns help us with the editing, but not the directing or booking of guests or other tasks. And because they weren't a part of the entire process, they could never fully do the job to the best of their abilities. And a tiny part of me was fine with that. I wasn't fully ready to have the show taken away from my controlling grasp. In hindsight, though, I agree with Rafer 100%. We should have had a separate producer. The show was good. We had funny segments and famous guests, and more than anything, we had great on-air chemistry. But the show would have been so much better if we'd had someone else bossing us around and fixing our mistakes. I came to this realization less than a year after Movie Date ended, when Jolenta and I were working on developing By the Book at Panoply as part of their Panoply pilot project. The project was actually a contest. Panoply selected 4 podcast ideas to develop into pilot episodes. The public would then vote on their favorite episodes, and the winners would eventually be greenlit and turned into full seasons. There was a lot of buzz around the project, and obviously, Panoply wanted all the pilots to be outstanding. And so they didn't just tell the 4 showmakers to develop their podcasts with occasional feedback from the higher-ups. They assigned each of us a producer. Ours was the great Cameron Drews. Additionally, the outstanding Mia Lobel and Laura Mayer served as managing producer and executive producer, respectively, on all the pilots. The experience of working with a real production team was life-changing. Cameron's ears were full.